Welcome to episode 3 of the Brandon's Brain podcast. I hope that you're doing okay. Things are kind of really rough right now for me. I just want anyone else to know who's going through a really rough time right now that you're not alone. To both of us, we're going to get through this. It might be hard, but we are going to get through it, and we're capable of getting through it. You have to hang in there, whatever that means for you, whatever healthy option there is, or even if it's unhealthy, but you have some kind of control over it. I don't want to tell you. I just hope you're doing okay. I'm using a special Jaws cup that I got from the Alamo Draft House. One of my favorite things that I ever saw at the Alamo Draft House in San Francisco was Inherent Vice, Paul Thomas Anderson movie. If you haven't seen that, I would highly recommend seeing Inherent Vice. It's one of my favorite movies. Apparently, scientists have achieved a striking reversal of Alzheimer's disease in mice by restoring the normal function of the brain's vasculature, the network of blood vessels that supplies it with oxygen and nutrients. Pretty interesting. Alzheimer's is scary shit. It's not scary for the person. Well, I guess it can be. To be honest, I don't know that much about it. Maybe there's a video that we could watch, because it's usually sad for the people, like your relatives and stuff, because the person doesn't remember after a certain period of time, and that's really sad. Is the person themselves fine? They have really cool, well, okay, I shouldn't say cool, but they have, it is cool though, because they put in so much effort to make it. Basically, it's some of the Alzheimer's and dementia homes. They've created like entire fake towns that the people go to, and they can grocery shop and do things, and it's all contained so that they can't hurt themselves or somebody else, or wander off or something like that, or forget where they are. And if they do, there's staff around and to help them. Man, try to spell Alzheimer's. Holy hell. Alzheimers.
I am 66. I was diagnosed when I was 65.
I was diagnosed initially in November of 2015, and I think I'm getting the dates right. Part of my issue is my dates sometimes mush together.
I know exactly what we're doing. I know you're Steve. I know you're Zach. We're here in Pine Street, finally.
On July 20th of last year, I received the official diagnosis with 17 research physicians and doctors in the room, myself, my husband, and my 2 children.
Why so many? 17 seems excessive. I'm sorry, I know this is serious, but this is 17 doctors. Like, what the fuck? What kind of shitty hospital were they at where they needed 17? Was it like a class? Maybe she was at the medical school. Maybe she was at the medical school because it was she wanted to help out research, so she went to the medical school. There's 17 people.
With the diagnosis of early onset, early stage Alzheimer's.
Oh, damn. Sad. See you all. Oh, damn.
Every time I say it.
That's rough.
The way I explain it to people is I am in a new life. My former life no longer exists, and it's up to me to create a new life.
I knew something was wrong. It's not normal to not be able to calculate a tip anymore. It's not normal to not do math in your head and to be able to subtract or add numbers. It's not normal.
Dude, that sucks. Can you imagine? One day you just start noticing you're slowly not able to do things like basic math. I mean, I already can't remember shit because I have ADHD. So if I ever get Alzheimer's, I'm fucked. Like, it's gonna be awful. I'm not gonna remember a damn thing. Like, my memory is gonna be wiped pretty quickly.
To not remember conversations or to attend a training class and not remember what was taught.
more and more words are going away. And
wait a second, I'm pretty sure that happens to a lot of people. There's a lot of boring ass training classes.
there are a number of words that no matter how I remember them, they are not there. You know, I could say, okay, now I've got it, and two minutes later, I won't have it.
With Alzheimer's, you don't have an option. It's just not there. The information is just gone.
It seems to be particularly difficult for those of us with Alzheimer's early onset to have.
Damn, that's like I'll be in a conversation with somebody and I'll just forget. Sometimes mid-sentence what I was talking about. I forget, like right now, I'm starting to forget mid-sentence what I'm saying. And so if I wasn't able to sit and it happens to me all the time where I'll lose my train of thought. I won't remember it at all. And then I'll be like, okay, well, let's continue the conversation and I'll get over it. But I can't. My brain still tries to pull it up. It's still working in the background to pull it up wherever I was at. Oftentimes I will remember it, and that's awesome because I can go back to what I was saying, but like for me to not be able to do that that'd be pretty shitty.
Sorry, I got a little bit. Okay, where was I?
Frustrating is the word that comes to mind. I am frustrated with the fact that I don't know what 32 minus 7 is without a pen and paper.
Wait, this lady's really harsh on herself. Like, what? 32 minus 7? Why she got to pull out the most hard? That's hard. I would have to sit there and think about that and maybe use pen and paper. I think a lot of people would have that. She seems to be really hard on herself.
It frustrates me that I have no idea what today is, but I do know it's Friday.
First thing I lost was my car, so I was no longer
so she knows what day it is.
Able to use my car for various reasons. I got a bicycle, and I've had 2 crashes with that. And I think part of that is spatial.
Now I have a new job, and that job is to be loud and proud about my disease, to share my symptoms with everyone and anyone who will listen to me.
Thanks to those 2 for sharing their story with us. That was 8 years ago. I hope that they're doing okay. I hope that they're still with us. You know what I mean? One of the funniest parts about when the cats get into a fight, which by the way, I talked about my cats. Well, that was crazy how the lava lamp, all of them were stacked on top of each other for a second. Trippy. One of the funniest parts about when my cats get into fights is, and by the way, I talked about this more in my Pixar video, which I'll link in the description, but one of the funniest parts about when they get into their fights is the dog gets stressed out because the dog thinks that she's friends with both of the cats, but she's not. Like they are not down with her, but she always tries to interact with them like they're friends. So I think that she views them as her pack, and so then when the senior members of her pack are in a fight, then she's stressed out about it. Domestic dogs are not pack animals. Maybe some breeds are, but that's a bunch of... If you're walking around thinking that your domestic dog is like a wolf and you have to treat them like that, you're a fucking dumbass. Like people who are mean to their dogs to make them submissive or whatever, when really it's just lazy fucking training. Okay, let's watch this. This ought to be good. Simulator helps give better understanding of Alzheimer's patients' struggle.
I think Steve and I have a pretty extraordinary relationship.
But it's changed drastically since Steve Johansson's Alzheimer's diagnosis.
Early on in his diagnosis, he would wake up sometimes and say to me, my brain is firing. You know, I can feel things in my brain.
Judy wants to really understand his struggles: irritability, confusion, frustration. Josh Freitas has the tools to help.
So these glasses, I'm just going to have you put them on for a second.
Why are they bright green? They couldn't source another color of plastic. They had to use bright green.
These glasses, I'm just going to have you put them on for a second.
Oh, wow.
Limiting what she can see is just the start. Shoe inserts, painful sensations that mimic neuropathy. Gloves dull the sensation, and elastics bind her fingers together, making grasping things difficult. And to simulate that chaotic mental state,
We are going to be compromising your hearing.
headphones blare this. She's about to learn what it's like to walk in Steve's shoes.
For me to have this insight into what he sees just feels like an incredible opportunity.
Suddenly, simple daily tasks
Is this guy a scientist? This guy's not a scientist, dude. This guy looks like he's doing a prank show or like a prank. He's doing a bit for like his YouTube channel or something, right? Like this guy's not a real scientist, dude. Come on. Look what he's wearing. He looks like he works for the Church of Scientology, actually. Is this some...
You make the bed for me?
are difficult.
This
Things
is
most of us take for granted. Brushing your teeth, getting a car.
Who is this jokester dude running around telling people that he's got a simulator for Alzheimer's and he's got a woman with a clip, a potato chip, like the clips that you use to clip the chips. He's got one of those on her nose. Some knockoff Beats headphones. And some fake Wayfarers that are bright green. I refuse to believe. And he's got her with. She's got oven mitts on, a chip clip on her nose, Ray-Ban Wayfarers with some like pieces of plastic that he taped on there and some fake Beats headphones, and he's laughing at her while she's doing the exercise. This is a joke, dude. This man is exploiting people.
Kept from the cabinet, finding anything in your pocketbook.
Can you find the puzzle piece and the hair curler in your purse, please?
Very hard to see and decipher one thing from another. I don't think the hair curl is in
She's
here.
listening to all that noise.
For Judy, it's just 15 minutes.
How does that feel?
Like a relief and a half.
For Steve, it's nonstop.
Could you imagine living like this all the time?
A half.
A powerful experience, a profoundly changed understanding.
And I feel will help me be a better
Powerful
caregiver.
experience.
But to actually walk in those shoes and know what it feels like for him, I just wish he didn't have to.
So emotional. This simulation is so impactful. I actually went through it as well, and you cannot help but feel very
got
deep
her,
compassion
too.
and a much better understanding, which experts say translates into better care.
Yeah, that guy seems like he might be scamming people with a fake Alzheimer's simulation. And like, how does he know? How does he know that that's what it's like? I mean, I understand they have research and data about that, but I'm pretty sure that down at, let's say Stanford University, where they're studying Alzheimer's, I'm pretty sure they're not putting chip clips on people's noses, walking around with oven mitts on and Wayfarers. Anyways, it's pretty incredible that they have come up with a cure or are potentially reaching closer to having a reversal for that. And that's also insane that they can do that. All right, so this is probably no surprise to anybody, but Americans are increasingly falling behind on car loans and credit card payments, while hiring is slowing at an alarming pace and the country is losing faith in capitalism overall. Meanwhile, the 1% who keep their money locked away in places that we don't know, we meaning regular non 1% people, but rest assured that they're not paying taxes with their money. They're benefiting from record high stock prices and soaring home prices, which allows for more spending in an otherwise horrific environment for everybody else. And what does this mean? This means that things aren't good from like an economic standpoint. While consumer spending might appear strong right now, it's balancing on one leg. If the top 10% of consumers decide to pull back to changes in stock market or more layoffs, it could, in the worst case scenario, hurtle us into a recession, another recession. Are you kidding me? I don't want to say that we're cooked, but whoa. I think we're cooked. I think we're cooked. Bummer. That's from Morning Brew. Anyway, there's a Steve Jobs US coin that's going to be released. This is from DuckDuckGo AI, which is probably just ChatGPT. 2026 American Innovation $1 coin will feature a young Steve Jobs sitting cross-legged in front of a California landscape with the inscription, "Make something wonderful." This coin is part of a series honoring American innovation and will be available for purchase at $13.25, $12.25 more than it's worth. Sick. I think that Steve was a complicated individual, meaning that I'm willing to respect the art, not the artist type of thing. I mean, that's not entirely true, if I'm being honest. I definitely don't admire him as much as I did when I was younger. And I worked at Apple retail for a period of time, about 4 years. When I first got that job, I was absolutely obsessed with Apple as a company, as the products, all of it. Then I learned more about him. You know, I read the biography, watched the movies, and yeah, he was a rich asshole, which, again, back to that Pixar movie video, link in the description. I talk in there about how Ellen is also a rich asshole. Yeah, Steve was, and I can't excuse that. Like, that's fucking shit that he treated people that way. I don't give a fuck if it was for the vision or whatever. And I also know, too, that a lot of people try to disparage him by saying, oh, he didn't invent anything. Thing is that sometimes there's artists who are really, really brilliant, but they need someone else involved in order for them to get their work out there or to have more people see it. Like they can't do it alone. And I think that a lot of the people that he got in the beginning and that he ended up getting along the path of Apple, without his vision, those folks, you know, they may have never reached the like full potential, I guess, of without his push. That's not excusing how that push was delivered. It did not have to be the way that it was with him, but it was, and that sucks. And I don't know if that's, I mean, I would say that I don't know if that's what we should be putting on a US coin, but there's a Trump coin coming out too. And in 2025, about to be 2026 America, it's not a shocking thing for me. I'll just say that. Treasury Secretary was given authority to issue $1 commemorative coins during the 2026 calendar year that would be emblematic of the United States semi-quincentennial. Wow, what a word. Semi-quincentennial. It simply means anniversary. Why don't they just fucking say anniversary then? Why did they use this dumbass word?
Semi-quincentennial.
Yeah, I said it correctly. Of course, Trump signed it. He signed the legislation in his first term to make these coins. And it's Steve Jobs on a coin. Like what? Because he was the greatest capitalist? Because he created the most valuable company or whatever? I guess they're not anymore. Nvidia is, but they're up there. One of the most. So he like won at capitalism. So he gets a coin. He gets a gold coin posthumously. He gets a special capitalism. You won. You won so much that you get a gold coin now. I wonder what his kid thinks of this. If finalized, the Steve Jobs coin would mark a rare occasion in which a major U.S. currency design celebrated a modern era entrepreneur rather than a president or statesman, an acknowledgement of how Jobs' innovation and technology have come to define American identity. Yeah, but it wasn't. That's the part that people get really upset about, and I don't blame them, is that he gets written about like it was his innovation in technology, but it was really him being able to have a vision for what things worked and what people would like. And he had really good intuition around that. But if he hadn't had the people that he had, which that was another thing, he had good instinct at choosing the right people. And those are all things that were necessary to get where Apple has gotten. But innovation and technology, he wasn't doing that stuff. He was saying what it should look like, I guess. Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated. I just think people view him, and I did too. I'll admit that when I was younger, definitely like viewed him as a god. Movies and TV time. There's a new show called Lego Masters Jr. It's hosted by Kelly Osbourne. That's right. Kelly Osbourne from the reality show in like 2005. Kelly Osbourne is... What the fuck does she have to do with Lego? Like, I don't understand what she has to do with Lego, what she's doing hosting the show. And I don't know if y'all have seen her in 2025, but let's pull up a picture. Y'all, I don't understand this look. I don't understand what women who end up looking like this, which there's many of them now, lots and lots and lots of them. I don't understand the appeal. I think it looks scary. On the left, that looks like a real human. That's a real human being. And over here on the right, that's scary human being. Trying to look like a digital filter. It's just so unrealistic, y'all. I just don't. I've never understood it. I don't like plastic anything. None. No implants anywhere. All natural. All of it. The flaws. Give me all that. This is scary shit. Then I got to thinking, I wonder what her mom looks like. You know, Sharon Osbourne. And I'm just warning you right now that this is scary. So Sharon Osbourne also took Ozempic, and she admits that she overdid it, okay? Oh no. What's going on here? What's really going on here, Sharon? Sharon, what's going on? This is what she used to look like. Just the pressure to look a certain way. But like, look at how human she looks here. What is wrong with that? That's why I understand body dysmorphia is a thing. I don't know if that's what's going on here, but nobody around her said, hey, maybe you should cool it. Excuse me, ma'am, your cheeks are sucked into your fucking face. Into and underneath your fucking face. Nobody thought to say that. They weren't like, hey, you're starting to not look like a person anymore. You're looking like some fucking weird skeletal, scary. She's gone through a number of procedures over the years, from a gastric band to facelifts and Botox. And she said after all that, she's finally stepping away from cosmetic interventions. This is the quote. I couldn't have much more facial surgery. I couldn't have much more facial surgery. There's not that much skin left to stretch, pull, or cut. And then she said, I don't think I'll ever be happy with the way I look, but I'm now satisfied. It's finally time to leave well alone. Anyway, some scary movies that I watched in October that I would recommend. Vicious with Dakota Fanning. It's really good. When Polly receives a mysterious box, it comes with one rule. Place inside something she needs, something she hates, and something she loves. If she doesn't obey, it will consume everything and everyone she's ever known. And then Found Footage. This one's Found Footage, the making of the Patterson project, is amazing. If you like found footage films, especially, check that out. And then there's a movie that has a 6.6, and I don't understand how it even has that. It's called A Simple Favor from 2018. It stars Anna Kendrick. I couldn't even finish it. I didn't even want to see the last 20 minutes of it. And they made a sequel of it too, which I do not understand. That's a do not watch for sure. And okay, another one that I watched was Good Boy. Which is very cool. It's from the perspective of a dog. A horror movie from the perspective of a dog, which I know sounds weird, but trust me, as soon as you start watching it, within like a couple of minutes, you'll be into it, especially if you fuck with dogs. Like, another terrible movie is The Strangers Chapter 2. I hope that they're not going to continue with this Strangers thing. A friend of mine told me that there's a chapter 3, I guess, coming out, and then I hope that they're done with them after that, because it's like The Strangers 1 is good, but it's not, I don't know, after you've watched it 1 or 2 times, it's kind of not, it's not that scary after multiple watches. And like, for me, a good scary movie is good multiple watches. Like The Ring is scary every single time I watch it. The Shining is terrifying every time I watch it. This, however, is not terrifying every time I watch it, but is a mind-bending, amazing experience. If you haven't watched House, I would highly recommend it. It's a wild time. New episode will be coming out in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for listening, especially if you got here to the end. I appreciate you so much. Catch you in the next episode. Bye.
House.
スイート、私あなたを救えなかった。
I see in your eyes where tomorrow is hiding in my heart. There's a bell ringing loud at the touch of your lips. Down the rainbow, I'm sliding. Little arrows keep falling as big as a cloud.
眩しくて怖いのよ、日の光が。かからないわ、故障よ。